Joining us now, NBC's Sam Brock in Aventura, Florida, and NBC News meteorologist Bill Karen. So, man, Sam, we got hit really hard. It almost felt like hurricane-level rains.
I did hear that from a number of people, actually, that don't spend a lot of time in South Florida. And then I explained, yeah, the wind component to this is really what makes it a hurricane. But yeah, in terms of just rain totals, absolutely. And here's why it's an apt comparison, Jose. I was just talking to a police officer here in Aventura who says he's been on the force for 18 years. He cannot recall a time where the flooding was like this in 2 decades on the force. That includes hurricanes. So there's just so much saturation, so much rainfall. As we take you along this parking lot here in Aventura, we're about 20 minutes north of downtown Miami, maybe 30 on a good day. And you see all the rainwater that's still here. This was 4-ish feet yesterday, so it's receded a lot, but it's going slowly. And here's why we're concerned right now, Jose. The National Weather Service just came out with high risk of excessive rainfall, 2 to 5 inches throughout South Florida, but they are also predicting potentially 10+ inches in isolated locations along the I-75 corridor, which is what we commonly call Alligator Alley around here, that goes out to southwest Florida, places like Naples and Fort Myers. And obviously they've been battered as well. So everyone is sort of bracing for what comes next, because it was chaos out here yesterday near the mall, just gridlock. No one could move. You mentioned it a second ago. Portions of 95 were shut down for a stretch. It took us, after our coverage at 8 o'clock at night last night, about 45 minutes just to leave the mall. So now expand that and think you've got this saturated ground, 2, 3, 4 more inches sweeping through this area. What's going to happen then? I also spoke with that officer. He told me 200 cars were towed so far just by Aventura. They're expecting that figure to jump up to 300. And as you see behind me right now, there's still a few that are littered here. It's largely empty. Mayor Levine Cava in Miami-Dade did brief the media and the public just a little while ago. She said no mandatory evacuations, no shelters to be opened yet, but they are anticipating heavy rainfall, and so they want folks to be cautious. It is worth noting that driving, I'm in a pickup truck right now, it's only about a foot of water, if that, but half the deaths almost that come related to floods, Jose, are because people are trying to drive through areas they should not be trying to pass. Please keep that in mind in the days ahead. Back to you, Jose.
Yeah, and Sam, you know, I saw this video that we showed earlier about you helping somebody out there. You know, I just feel so terrible for the many people who've lost their automobiles and so many homes that were flooded. Hopefully, and you're saying that maybe we got to be prepared for some more. Sam, I thank you very much for that. And so, Bill, what is it that we should be prepared for?
A burst of very heavy rain later this afternoon, and with it comes that high risk of flash flooding. And the reason why Sam was bringing that up is that majority of fatalities in this country happen when you're in high risk. So that's like the concern. That's the level of concern. So we have the thunderstorms that are already forming, and they've started on the West Coast, and they will make their way over to South Florida as we go throughout the afternoon. It is pouring right now from Fort Myers to Naples, just north of Lake Okeechobee, and these will have rainfall rates with them of 1 or 2 inches an hour. And so we'll soon be watching flash flood warnings issued. Right now, it's beginning in Naples. It's in Bonita Springs. Fort Myers is kind of in the midst of it, too. And as we track this, our futurecast does bring it to the Miami area southwards by about, I'd say starting around 2 or 3 this afternoon, continuing to about 6 p.m., and then ending by about 7. So the time frame for the Fort Lauderdale area, the areas down to North Miami that got hit so hard yesterday, Jose, that'll be about mid-afternoon. And again, it won't take much, Jose. It's not like a typical Florida day. The ground cannot take anymore.
All right, Bill Cairns, thank you so very much. Really appreciate it.